Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the biggest moves the Bills have made in recent memory, and it's all centered around a name that's been gaining traction in NFL circles, Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, you heard that right. The Bills are reportedly in negotiations to bring in Dalvin Tomlinson from the Arizona Cardinals, and from what insiders are saying, this could be more than just a simple trade. It might just be a game-changer for Buffalo's defense, especially on the interior line, which has been a bit of a concern this season. Now, let's set the stage for you. The Cardinals, sitting at a 1-2 record early in 2025, have been struggling to contain the run game, allowing an average of 150 rushing yards per game. That's a lot, especially considering how vital stopping the run is in today's NFL, where teams like the Titans and their Derrick Henry are always lurking. The Cardinals at this point are clearly in a rebuild mode. They're freeing up cap space, about $9 million, mainly to bolster their offensive line after some injuries to Kyler Murray's squad. They've also been giving up big plays on defense, with their run defense being particularly leaky, which is a big no-no when you're trying to build something long-term. On the other side, the Bills are sitting at 2-1, but their run defense has been a bit of a concern. They're giving up around 120 yards per game on the ground, which isn't terrible but isn't exactly what you want from a team aiming for serious playoff runs and beyond. Their interior defensive line in particular needs some reinforcements. That's where Dalvin Tomlinson comes in. At 32 years old, Tomlinson is what you'd call the impenetrable tank, a true force of nature on the defensive front. When you watch him play, it's like seeing a giant colossus in the trenches, powerful, disciplined, and relentless. The guy's a problem for any offensive line he faces. Let's talk details because numbers speak volumes. In 2025, Tomlinson has logged 18 tackles, 12 solo, along with 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and an impressive 88. 6 PFF grade for run defense, ranking him among the top 10 defensive tackles in the league. What stands out even more is his career resume. Over his NFL tenure, he's accumulated 456 tackles, 11 sacks, and 7 forced fumbles. His average PFF grade is an excellent 85. And he's been remarkably durable, with over 800 snaps since 2022 without any major injuries. That's a huge plus for a team like the Bills, who need stability and consistency along the defensive front. One of the most promising stats for Bills fans is his EPA per run stop, which sits at -0.19. That indicates he's highly effective at shutting down plays right at the line of scrimmage. Plus, he's allowed just 4% broken tackles, a number that's among the lowest in the league for interior linemen. When you compare him to other defensive tackles, his win rate in interior one-on-one battles is +1.7, meaning he consistently wins his matchups. For context, Armstead's presence in New Orleans in 2024 boosted their run defense significantly, and Tomlinson could do the same for Buffalo. It's a perfect fit, a powerful, disruptive presence who can clog the middle and collapse the pocket. Why would the Bills go after him? Well, for starters, the team has roughly $28 million in cap space, giving them the flexibility to make a splash move. They're looking to solidify their front seven, especially against the run, and Tomlinson's addition could elevate their run defense from the 15th ranked to a top 5 unit almost overnight. That kind of upgrade isn't just about stopping the run. It also creates more opportunities for their pass rush to flourish. With Von Miller still working his way back from injury, having a dominant presence like Tomlinson in the middle can alleviate some pressure on the edges and allow the Bills to generate more sacks and pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Now imagine this scenario. Dalvin Tomlinson anchoring the interior line, dominating the line of scrimmage, and forcing teams like Derrick Henry to grind for every yard, turning what used to be big chunk plays into short gains or even losses. His presence could reduce the average rushing yards against Buffalo by about 50 yards per game. That's huge. It means the Bills could be forcing more third-and-long situations, giving their pass rush a better chance to get to the quarterback, especially with the likes of Gregory Rousseau and Von Miller aiming to rack up those sacks. From a strategic standpoint, adding Tomlinson makes so much sense. His ability to stop the run, combined with his pass rush potential, would make the Bills a nightmare for any opponent. He's a disruptor, and his fit with Buffalo's scheme could be seamless. Plus, he's known for his high football IQ and leadership on the field, which is something the Bills definitely value, especially in their locker room. The potential trade price? Insiders are speculating that the Bills could send a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft along with some other considerations. While nothing is finalized yet, the insiders say it's almost certain that something is happening, though we're still waiting for official confirmation. The Cardinals, meanwhile, are in a position where they might be more willing to part with Tomlinson, especially if they're looking to rebuild with a focus on youth and cap space flexibility. Trading a veteran like Tomlinson, especially with his productive season so far, would align with their strategy of clearing out older players and building a new foundation. This move could be a turning point for the Bills' defense. Adding a player of Tomlinson's caliber would instantly boost their run-stopping ability, allowing them to control the game on the ground and keep their opponents' offense off the field. It would also give them a much-needed boost in the playoffs, where stopping the run becomes even more critical. The AFC East is fiercely competitive. The Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots are all trying to find their footing, but Buffalo making this move signals they're serious about reclaiming their dominance and making another deep playoff run. Looking ahead, this trade could also have broader implications for the AFC landscape. With Tomlinson anchoring the interior, the Bills' odds of winning games increase significantly. Bookmakers have already started to shift their Super Bowl futures, with the Bills seeing their odds improve from +3,500 to +1,500, turning them into serious contenders in the AFC. This kind of upgrade isn't just about one player. It's about sending a message to the league that Buffalo isn't just content to compete. They're here to contend for the title. Now, let's not forget the big picture. The Bills have been building a pretty solid team around Josh Allen, with Kincaid emerging as a matchup nightmare for defenses. Improving the defense, especially the run-stopping aspect, complements their offensive strengths and makes them a well-rounded threat. They're aiming for their third Super Bowl appearance in franchise history, and every move like this gets them closer to that goal. If they can combine their offensive firepower with a stout, aggressive defense led by someone like Tomlinson, the sky's the limit. Of course, this isn't just a short-term fix. The Bills are thinking long-term, building a roster capable of sustaining success over multiple seasons. Bringing in a veteran like Tomlinson not only improves their immediate playoff chances, but also adds a layer of veteran leadership that can influence the younger players and set a winning example. For a team that's been knocking on the door for a few years now, this could be the missing piece to finally push them over the top. So, as fans, we should be pretty excited about this potential acquisition. It's a bold move, but one that makes all the sense in the world given the current state of the roster, cap space, and the need to elevate the team's overall defensive performance. The combination of their existing pass rush along with a dominant interior presence could turn the Bills into a nightmare for offenses across the league. And with the playoff picture shaping up, this move might just be the catalyst Buffalo needs to make a serious run at Super Bowl LVII. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. By now you're probably wondering how this could all play out, right? Well, the key factors will be how quickly the deal gets finalized and what the Bills are willing to give up. A first-round pick in 2026 sounds steep, but for a player of Tomlinson's caliber, it might be worth it. The Bills are all in on winning now, especially with Josh Allen leading the charge, and securing a dominant run stopper like Tomlinson could be the final piece they need for a deep playoff push. This potential move also emphasizes how aggressive the Bills are willing to be in this window. They've shown that they're not afraid to make bold moves. Remember last season's trade deadline and offseason, and adding a player like Tomlinson would fit right into that mindset. It's about maximizing the talent on the roster, making sure they're as prepared as possible for the postseason, and finally breaking through that elusive Super Bowl barrier. Looking at the bigger picture, this move might also influence how other teams in the AFC view the Bills. If Buffalo can add that extra layer of toughness and consistency in the trenches, It could make them a nightmare matchup for any opponent. The AFC is stacked with talented teams, but a Bills squad that's improved up the middle can match up well against anyone. It's a strategic shift, and it signals that Buffalo is serious about going all in this year. And of course, the fans are buzzing about it. This kind of move energizes the fan base, creates excitement around the team, and sets the stage for a thrilling second half of the season. The Bills have always been known for their passionate fans, and with this potential addition, that passion only grows stronger. The hope is that this move, if it comes to fruition, will propel Buffalo to new heights, a deep playoff run, a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl, and a chance to etch their name once again in NFL history. So keep your eyes peeled, Bills Mafia. Big things are happening, and this Dalvin Tomlinson saga could be the start of something truly special. The team is making moves, the fans are energized, and the AFC East is about to get a whole lot more interesting. We'll be watching closely, bringing you all the updates as they develop, and celebrating when this move finally gets done. Because nothing beats the feeling of your team making bold, impactful decisions that could define their season and beyond. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Are you excited about Dalvin Tomlinson joining the squad? Do you think he's the missing piece to finally get us over the hump and back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. Let's keep the passion alive, and as always, go Bills.